Welcome to Weeping Willow Homestead. Please excuse the dryer sound in the background if you can hear that. My kids were outside playing in the snow that is very quickly melting. Welcome to another What We Eat for Dinner in a Week. In these videos, I show you how I combine inexpensive Aldi groceries with food that we are blessed with from the food pantry to make hopefully well-balanced, delicious meals. As a family, we generally eat low carb because my husband and I do for health reasons. And as the sole cook in the house, it's just easier for me to make one meal than to try to be a short order cook. But you'll see variations to that, and I will explain as we go. Today is Monday night, and tonight we are having a always requested meal from my kids of Big Mac salad. So we'll sing the jingle together. 2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun, and yes, we do add tomato because I like tomato on my salads in general, and I would, if I were to order a Big Mac, I would probably put tomato and bacon on it if I had it. But there is the recipe for the Big Mac sauce. It is mayo, ketchup, relish, mustard, vinegar, onion powder, and paprika. And I will type this out in the show notes in case you cannot read my chicken scratch. I have my father's handwriting, and my father's is even worse than mine. If I take my time, it looks nice, but otherwise, no, not so much. So that is what this is. We do lettuce with warm ground meat on the top. This is a pound of ground deer and a pound of ground turkey mixed together. Then we'll do the toppings and a plenty of that sauce. I always double the recipe because we like a lot of the sauce on ours. So this is a really good, quick and easy meal. I would say max of a half an hour, including cutting up the lettuce, cutting up the relish, cutting up the tomatoes. I even shredded the cheese tonight. That probably added on a little bit more time, but I also shredded like pounds of cheese, not just that 1 pound. But you could also do minced onion. My family is just not a big fan of raw onion. I don't mind it, but I'm the only person that would eat it, so there's no point in me mincing up onion for one person. So we do the French fried onions kind of in place of the onion, but also the bun in flavor. You could also do croutons in place of the bun for the flavor of it. So, all right, that is Monday night. We'll see you tomorrow. It is Tuesday night, and tonight we are having not a family favorite. This is one that a few of us like, but most of my kids are just not a big fan of it. Most of them claim they don't like cooked peppers. So this is fajitas. I did a gallon-sized bag of sliced peppers from the garden that was frozen. Put that in there, and then just threw like 3 chicken thighs on top of that and cooked it all day. Then I drained most of the liquid out and then added in a packet of fajita seasoning. I didn't even do onions in it this time. So with that, on flour tortillas, or my husband and I would eat it on egg wraps, or you could do it over cauli rice if you're keeping it low carb. You could also not drain the liquid off of it and make it like a fajita soup, which would be really good. With that, we have salsa con queso, sour cream. I also have salsa. And then if anybody wants it, I've got avocados from the grocery store the other day. For those who do not want this, I'm going to be nice mommy and offer them a second meal. Normally, I just go ahead and make them eat fajita, knowing that they're just going to eat like the bare minimum and then not eat the rest of it, or they're gonna eat the bare minimum and then ask for something else, and I will allow it. This time I am tired and I don't feel like fighting, so I still had like a half of a loaf of bread from the food pantry last week, I think, that was still good. So I did peanut butter sandwiches and apple slices, and that's fine. I'm not gonna fight it. I don't do this super often because I want my kids to continue to try things that they don't like, because the more times that you try something that you don't like, the more likely you are to grow to like it. But I also knew that there wasn't a whole lot of the fajita stuff, so there'll be enough for the 3 of us that like it, and this is enough for the 4 little ones. My 4 youngest kids are probably going to be the ones that just don't want fajita, and that's fine. Like I said, I know when to pick and choose my battles, because if I know that my kids are just flat out not going to eat it, or they're going to eat very little of it and then potentially go to bed hungry or want to snack all evening, I'd rather just go ahead and pull the snack out essentially and do that. So that is Tuesday night. We'll see you tomorrow. Wednesday night, and we are having Chinese food, very Americanized Chinese food. We have on the bottom, the kids will have ramen noodles. I obviously will not. If you want to, you could do zoodles or like cauli rice. I usually just do without the noodles, and it's not that big of a deal. So that's 2 packs of ramen noodles with 1 pack of the seasoning. We had 2 different brands, and one of them had decently clean ingredients. The other one did not. So I put the seasoning packet of the decently clean ingredients in it and not the other one. On top of that, we'll put steamed broccoli. And then this is chicken thighs, just browned up, like chunked and browned up. And then on that, to make it Asian-ish, we do the stir-fry sauces from Aldi. The sweet and sour is the kids' favorite. I usually do the Bang Bang, although I'm realizing my belly doesn't like that too terribly much. It's spicy. But a little bit goes a long way. We're talking like, it says 1 tablespoon is 3 carbs. So totally possible to fit that into a keto diet, definitely into a low-carb diet. But do 1 tablespoon, stir your food up, and try it, because that stuff is powerful. So yeah, I usually put 2 tablespoons on there. I probably need to try 1 tablespoon. I like spicy food, but my belly does not. So, yeah. All right. That is a nice, quick, and easy Wednesday night meal. We'll see you tomorrow. It is Thursday night, and it has been kind of a dreary, wet day. So today is a perfect day for soup. So over here we have a broccoli, ham, and cheese soup. This is a family favorite. Everybody in the house likes it. It's super simple. If you want to see it, I have made this several times before. So yeah, I don't know that I'm going to give instructions on how to do it right now. It's literally just ham, and onions. Saute that up for a little bit, add in some water, throw your broccoli in, cook it until the broccoli is done to your likeness. Some heavy whipping cream and some cheddar cheese. That's it. It's nothing like fancy, but man, it's good. Over here is a quart of home canned butternut squash soup. So this is based on a recipe that's a crock pot recipe, and I will post that in the show notes. And I just canned up the base of it, left out the heavy whipping cream. And so all I have to do is dump the can out and heat it up, puree it, and then add heavy whipping cream to it, or coconut cream if you need to keep it dairy free for whatever reason. It is a vegan recipe if you need it to be. So that one is my husband and my oldest daughter's favorite. With that, I did a loaf of, I think I always remember it being called Artisan Bread in 5 minutes a day. So yesterday evening about this time, I mixed this up in a bowl, and then you let it sit all day, like 12 to 18 hours. Mine was probably pushing a little bit more than 18 hours. Then it's baked in a Dutch oven or like a cast iron skillet or a pot with a lid, as long as it's oven safe. And you bake it so long with the lid on, and then you take the lid off. It's super simple. If you are looking for like a bread to get into bread making, this is a good one. And you can literally just Google Artisan Bread in 5 minutes a day. I will try to find a link to recipe that's like this. It is, like I said, super simple because it's just flour, salt, yeast, water. I don't think you put anything else in it. But from there, you could make it an herb bread. You could make it a cheesy. You could add garlic. You could add like maybe fruit, like a dried blueberries or something like that. I don't know, cinnamon. You could mess with it a whole lot. But I did cut off one little piece already. It's super simple, a nice crusty bread with soup. And I have butter softened to put on that. But that dipped in that. Amazing. I won't, because low carb, and the butternut squash soup is not my favorite. I don't mind it, but it is also a little higher in carbs, so I will be doing that one right there. So yeah, that is Thursday night. I think I said that. Yeah, right. Thursday. Woo, this week. We'll see you tomorrow. It is Friday night, and this is looking delicious. Friday night at our house means pizza night. Sometimes that is store-bought, sometimes it's homemade. It's pretty much never takeout because we live too far out in the country for any takeout places to deliver to us. And I can make a whole lot of frozen pizzas or from-scratch pizzas for a lot less and a lot faster than what a delivery place could get it. Like, we would have to drive all the way into town and whatnot. So, yeah, we just don't do it. So tonight is a homemade all the way down to the crust. So I just did my basic pizza crust recipe. I can put that in the show notes. It's really easy. Usually I do it in my bread machine, but my bread machine kicked it today. It's been on the fritz for a while, and it was just like a $10 Goodwill one, so no big deal. So I hand kneaded it. That is literally the only thing I use the bread machine for, is to knead it for me. But so tonight I went ahead. Normally when I do pizza dough, I make 2 of them and bake them part way and then freeze them and save them for other meal. But my husband is home tonight, so I know he's going to want to eat some. And then so far, we don't have a whole lot of leftovers from the week. So I need leftovers for Sunday, and if you're new here, I'll explain that later. So I thought I might as well go ahead and make all 4, and we do this for dinner tonight and then lunch tomorrow. I usually spend pretty much all day Saturday cleaning house, folding laundry, doing the dishes, getting the house all ready for taking the Sabbath off, Sunday off. So lunch on Sunday or Saturday, I do quick and easy, where I just pull out leftover pizza and like leftover fruit salad or fruit or whatever, and the kids can do do a self-plated lunch that way. So that's why I did all 4 tonight. So back here we've got a barbecue chicken, and I cheated on the chicken and used lunch meat. It was a quick and easy. I think I only used like 6-7 pieces of lunch meat on the entire thing, so it didn't take much. And then I did put some bacon on the top, just because delish. Back there is a Hawaiian, and once again I just used ham lunch meat on that, a pepperoni and a cheese, and to go with that I made a fruit salad. This is the one mango that I don't think it was ever going to ripen because it had already been refrigerated, so it wasn't fully ripe. I had the kids try it and they said yeah, it was okay, just not super sweet. A banana that was looking pathetic, a couple of apples, a couple of mandarin oranges, a quart of home canned pears, and some frozen blueberries. So a nice quick and easy fruit salad, and I made a decent sized bowl of it so that they have plenty for lunch tomorrow as well. And this was also, I did a bunch of baking because I made a batch of muffins. I baked some cookies for dessert tonight. I mixed up meatloaf for the kids, or not meatloaf, baked oatmeal for the kids for breakfast tomorrow, and a couple other things. So it was I've been in the kitchen for the last like 2 hours. For me, because I can't do the pizza, low carb and gluten free, I have a zucchini in the air fryer going for zucchini fries, and then I'm going to throw in a couple of the cheddar brats that I got from the grocery store. And then I will do some sauerkraut with that. Tonight is also the one night a week that we do dessert. And like I said, I baked those cookies, and the kids can eat those if they want. That's a choice. We've also got, no, we don't have any ice cream left. There's some cupcakes left over from a birthday last month in the freezer. There's not a whole lot of options, so we'll make it work. But yeah, so all right, that is everything for a busy Friday night. We'll see you tomorrow. It is Saturday night, and Saturday night I usually make a big meal so that we have leftovers from it. So tonight we have barbecue chicken legs. I had down on the menu to do whole chickens, but my Aldi did not have any except for like the expensive like organic brand, so I passed on that and did they had chicken legs on sale, so I did a family size pack of those instead. Baked those $3.75 for about 2 hours. I know that sounds like a crazy long time, but it makes really good juicy, very tender chicken. And then the last 15 minutes or so, I brush them with barbecue sauce and let them bake a little bit longer. That kind of makes the barbecue sauce get tacky so that it's not quite so messy to eat. For an hour of that bake time, I quartered several onions and I just drizzled them with olive oil and then sprinkled on some herb seasoning, covered that with foil, and then baked those, like I said, for about an hour of that bake time, and they just get really soft and yummy. It's a really simple, easy side. There's 2 quarts of air fried home canned green beans. And then this is instant mashed potatoes. I added parsley and about a half of a cup of cheddar cheese to it just to kind of zhuzh it up a little bit, and that looks really good. So if you are new here, this is the end of our week of meals. Tomorrow, when we get home from church, I pull out all of the leftovers, which is part of the reason why I make a big meal on Saturday, is so that we have plenty of leftovers. I pull out whatever we have left, and I let the kids pick and choose whatever they want. It is a great way of getting leftovers used and a great way of not having to come home from church and rush to cook something. Then for dinner tomorrow night, I pull out charcuterie board things. So think cheese, nuts, dried fruits, cured meats, goat cheese, graham crackers, pickles, anything that you would normally see on our charcuterie board. I pull that out, and once again, I let the kids pick and choose whatever they want. And on that night, I even bust out paper plates because it is my day off. That's the goal, is for me to not have a day of any cooking. I spend Saturday, my house is clean. I've folded all the laundry. I've washed all the dishes, all of that. So that for all of Saturday, I take off, and I need it, and I thoroughly enjoy it. We focus on that being a family day, time spent with our church family, and then time spent together as a family. We watch TV and play board games and take walks and just goof off for the day. So makes for a nice resting, relaxing day. So that is everything. I will post any relevant recipes in the show notes. If you have any questions about anything that I have made and want better instructions on it, please feel free to ask me. I am an old school cook for the most part. Mostly I do not cook by recipe. I cook based on years of knowledge of doing this and playing around and making mistakes and just figuring it out. So yeah, there will be recipes in the show notes, but a lot of what I do isn't by recipe, it's just by heart. So, all right. Thank you so much for sticking around and watching this. I hope you guys have a great day. Goodbye and God bless.